Hi everyone, it's Amy. I'm here to talk to you about why blame doesn't work today. And for those of you who don't know me, I come from an anthropology background. I've studied social and behavioural science for several decades now, and I work as a psychotherapist, and I run teams of psychotherapists. So if my motivation for doing this channel is to just share little tiny lessons, little tiny nuggets of wisdom that I've collected throughout my life and throughout my career, and from some really wonderful souls that I've encountered. Alrighty, so why blame doesn't work. So when we're facing a problem or a challenge or something that doesn't feel great, whether it's from the here and now or the past, blaming someone else can feel so good. Blaming someone else, well, I am the way I am because that was my mom. That was my dad. I was taught this, so therefore it's on them. Or this experience happened to me, and that's why I'm like this, so it's on the person who did me wrong. That person smashed into my car. That was their fault. That person traipsed mud through my house. It was their fault. Yeah, people are doing stuff. Sometimes it really is someone else's fault. But that blame only gives us short-term relief. At the end of the day, you're going to have to get that car fixed. You're going to have to clean up that mud. You're going to have to accept that your parents are your parents and that they were working with what they had at the time. And there's probably many generations before them that led to whatever the hell they were doing, and it will follow on through you no matter how perfect, whatever. Blame doesn't work at the end of the day, even blaming yourself. So it's all my fault. I did this. I deserve this. Well, that doesn't even work. So, how do we get around blame? How do we transcend blame? Pointing that finger. Well, one of my beautiful people that taught me a lesson was my grandmother, Barbara Joan. And she said, when you point your finger, point that finger, there's three pointing back at you. 3 fingers pointing back at you. 1, 2, 3. So when we point at someone else, we do have to have a look at what's coming up for us. When we point to someone else, we actually give away our power. Now, owning your shit, owning what you've done in something, is actually empowering for you. Sitting in it, ruminating and having, poor me, I blame myself, that's no good. But actually being able to stand up and go, actually, this was my part. That was their part, these are my parts, this is my part. That actually puts you back into a position of power. Takes you out of being a victim of someone else. Takes you out of feeling persecuted. It shifts the power back into a neutral space where they've got shit they have to own, I have shit I have to own. When you give your power away by blaming someone else, that feeling of relief is an illusion, and it doesn't stick for very long, because that feeling of relief from blaming someone else quickly becomes a victim mindset. And a victim mindset has it that they are the villain and I am the victim. You also open up a little bit of opportunity for some hero to come in. The hero comes and saves me from the villain because I am the victim. My preference here, I'm the victim of the wind at the moment. My preference here is for us to be our own hero. find the parts of the situation that are yours, find the parts that belong to others, and come back into a space of empowerment rather than disempowerment. Stop blaming the past, because all it does is weakens where you're standing right now. If you can stand in a space of I own this, I make mistakes, I'm a flawed human, they're a flawed human, we are both flawed humans trying to figure our way through this situation. My parents were flawed humans. I'm likely to be a flawed parent. Whatever it is that I think that I'm doing that's brilliant for my kids, there'll be something that I missed. Whatever it is that my parents thought they were doing that was so fabulous, there was definitely things they missed, and that their parents missed, and so on and so forth. This notion that everyone has to have it figured out, otherwise they'll be blamed. The notion that you're either the victim of something or you're the villain of something. No. The third option is probably my favourite. You're the hero, you're the main character. Come back into that main character position of this is happening around me and for me. This isn't happening to me. When you fall into the blame game, it's like, oh, this is happening to me. And what's happening for you? It can help strengthen you. It can help strengthen your character. It can help strengthen your resilience. It can help strengthen your adaptability. The wind right now, I could blame it on the rain, blame it on the wind, but instead, just going with it. And I have this wild woman hair, I'm going to own that. I'm going to own that the blame episode was windy and wild, with flaws, blowing in the breeze. My empowerment is to own my shit. My empowerment is to own my space. My empowerment is to own the parts that are mine and leave the parts that aren't. When you realise that blame is giving your power away, it all comes back to you. When you realise that victim mentality doesn't get you anywhere, and making someone else the villain or yourself the villain, that's not the way. Standing in the space of I'm a hero, I am my own hero, I am my perfectly flawed human self, which is journeying through this experience, and come back to a space of power. And with this beautiful wind and wildness of the weather, I feel empowered. I did this video despite the adversity I was facing, but here we are. Now, if talking about this has helped even in a little tiny way, maybe like this, maybe comment, maybe even subscribe. But yeah, and if there's anything you'd like for me to unpack further in another little mini lesson, please just let me know, and I'll put it out there for you, because I feel very happy to be part of the conversations that are going on in this online community. Okay, thank you, bye.